this is what your 2x KO main says about you, starting with Jinx. Now if you main Jinx, this tells me that you probably have daddy issues, you have constant mood swings, and that you probably hate Charlie Kirk. Your favorite game is Valorant, and you spend majority of your time arguing with people on Twitter. You're like the final boss of keyboard warriors. People who main Jinx are also Five Nights at Freddy's enthusiasts, and I can guarantee you that they know every single lore about the entire FNAF franchise.
Was that the bite of 87?
But here is the number one thing about what maining Jinx says about you. It means that you are a female gooner. Now for those who don't know, female gooners are basically, well, gooners, but with a little twist. They don't necessarily flick their beans to Johnny Sins, you know. These girls are gooning to smut books, which are essentially freaky books. And these books are on some Diddy level type of freak. And all the female gooners are eating it up. We got Breeding with Bigfoot, Morning Glory Milking Farm, and bisexually stuffed by an orgy of sentient Thanksgiving foods. That one's not too bad. Okay, that's fine. All jokes aside, I understand the majority of this video is just gonna be all jokes, but this is actually real.
Morning Glory Milking Farm is actually a profound critique of late-stage capitalism and toxic masculinity. In this text, we see that the tingling sensation in her coochie is actually the tingling sensation of a Marxist revolution.
These people need to be sent to Arkham Asylum. To all the Darius mains, I love you. You are a calm and reasonable person. I understand that Darius may look intimidating and intense, but don't get it twisted. The person playing behind Darius happens to be the most huggable person ever. They are kind and compassionate. These are the type of people to give you free food. You just can't hate them. It's either that, or you are just the most toxic person ever. There's two types of Darius mains. You're either the calm, stoic, and emotionally stable person, or you are just the most deranged and rage-induced gamer to ever step foot on Earth. So basically between low-tier god and Gandhi, there's no in-between. You probably have an alcoholic father, an aggressive brother, and a very unstable home. You like flaming people, calling them slurs, and always have the inclination of putting everyone down to make yourself feel better. Do you guys know those types of people who unironically type GG easy at the end of every game? Those are the toxic Darius mains. They be saying GG easy at the end of every win, but spend more than 80% of their games losing. It's like, bro, we all know dang well you were sweating your balls off. Shut up. There are two types of RE mains. The first type are the e-girl streamers that just happen to be absolute baddies. They typically have pink headsets with cat ears, they do cosplays, have crazy fans, parasocial viewers, and stalkers.
Steven here.
You know, just the average e-girl experience. Completely normal. Now the second type of RE mains end up just being dudes who prefer playing female characters. Now, hey, I don't know why some guys only choose to play female characters, but if you're that type of guy, your goose might be a little loose, you know? You just might be a little loosey-goosey, you know what I mean? Do you have anything to confess and reveal to me and my audience right now? Hey? Who knows? Maybe we'll have to send you to 2 to 3 years in Dagestan. But in general, if you're an RE main, this tells me that you like cats, dogs, cat dog. You're a big animal person, you know? Nothing wrong with that. But I think you might love those animals a bit too much. Back to Arkham Asylum you go. You're just a cool guy. Congrats. Echo mains enjoy complexity and the pursuit of mastery. You guys are probably skilled enough to step into the pro scene. This is because you like challenges and enjoy mastering difficult and complicated characters. You love puzzles and solve Rubik's Cube during your free time. and there's a high chance that you watch sophisticated content like Jordan Peterson and great philosophers of our time like IShowSpeed. You are basically the smart guy out of this whole list, and instead of going to Harvard, you decided to dedicate the time and efforts you have into becoming a highly skilled player. Echo mains are technically tryhards, yes, but it's low-key respectable because they at least have some classiness and good manners. You guys are more of the honorable ones, you know? You are sharp, civilized, and polished. If I had to guess what you look like, this is how I'd imagine you to be. In a nutshell, you main Echo because you desire being competent on characters that require a lot of brain power. And I can appreciate that. It feels nice to be very skilled at something that is difficult to master. Or maybe I'm just talking out of my ass and you only play him because you secretly have a crush on Killmonger, Miles Morales, Phoenix from Valorant, and basically any other character who has that same hairstyle. You know, you would expect Teemo players to be that one bubbly and cutesy type of girl that enjoys harvesting Labubus and spends time scalping for them. But no, they're actually the most Discord mod looking dude who still lives with their parents at 37. Typically your average basement dweller. Teemo mains are the type of players who also rely on meta and cheeky ways of winning. They don't care about fun, they only care about winning by using the most annoying and difficult characters to play against. Like, you guys are the type of people to overanalyze the meta and constantly keep up with which characters got buffed so you could instantly spam that character in the next update. Now I think we can all agree that no one likes fighting against zone characters. But Teemo players just wanna watch the world burn. They take that opportunity to rage bait you because they find entertainment in watching you struggle. Being a Teemo main also tells me that you enjoy watching SpongeBob, the musical version. And not gonna lie, I low-key believe that all you Teemo mains are secretly serial killers. I just can't prove it. You are the button masher. You're a completely new player who doesn't know anything about fighting games but decided to get 2x KO because you watched Arcane. Whether you're a male, female, or identify as an Apache helicopter, you still likely have the same haircut as Vi. You enjoy muscle mommies, so you watch people like Sarah Safari and Lean Beef Patty. You also had a childhood crush on Jade from Victorious, Blackfire from Teen Titans, and that one goth girl from Total Drama Island. Now as you can see, there's a pattern going on here. And based on my very real data and research, it tells me here that... Hold on, let me just turn the page. Oh yeah, you're just gay! No, I'm just kidding. It actually doesn't say that. But what it does say is that you like getting pegged, stepped on, and getting kicked in the nuts? What? That's awesome! My overall evaluation of this is that Vi mains tend to lean more into toxic relationships. Out of this entire list, you guys choose the worst type of partners. Like, you're the type to look at someone with 2 red flags literally dangling on both sides of their heads and go like, yeah, you're the one for me. And you wonder why you're in a toxic relationship. Last thing, now if you've ever played or watched Dispatch and you main Vi, I already know dang well that you chose Invisigal over Blonde Blazer. Now, I'm not gonna go on a whole rant about this because not everyone knows the game, but I don't really think I need to explain as to why Vi mains end up loving Midvisigal. I just want you to know that I'm looking down at you like a disappointed parent if you ended up choosing her. Blitzcrank mains. Blitzcrank is one of the most simplest characters in the game, so there's a chance that you're likely a new player who just wants to experience fighting games for the first time. The frontal lobe of your brain probably isn't fully developed, telling me that the gears in your head aren't as efficient as Blitzcrank's. Which means you don't really have the full brain capacity to get really good at the game, but it's fine, because all you want to do is chill, have a good time, kick your feet up, and play the game for fun. You're essentially the human version of a capybara, vibing throughout the day and just minding your own business. No enemies, no problems, no sugar, no woman, no cry. You're a father of 3 kids. You have a loving wife and a crappy 9-to-5 job. Your favorite franchises are Star Wars and the MCU. You love listening to Nickelback and spend a lot of your time watching sports. Specifically golf. Which, by the way, I can never understand how people with a fully functioning brain can find entertainment when watching golf. Like, I just don't get it. I mean, maybe it's not all too bad, but honestly, I could open my peepers as wide as I can just to watch paint dry, and still have more fun doing that than watching a game of golf, going like, let's go! Look at that golf swing! Look at the way he puts those balls inside that hole! Yeah! Anyways, Braum players are the chill guys you meet online where you get to have a wholesome interaction with them. They low-key have a lot of heavy stuff going on in their lives, but they still manage to be kind and caring. They also give you the best life advice. Almost like a fatherly figure. They may not be your stepfather, but they are definitely the father that stepped up. You were basically that one quiet kid in class. Yasuo mains spend a lot of time watching martial arts films, and there were once those types of kids who roleplayed as ninjas. Every time that they would find a random stick on the ground that somewhat resembled a sword, they would pick that stick up and start swinging it around as if they were samurais. Which, by the way, the reason I know this is because I was also that type of kid growing up. Now let's be honest, all of us in our childhood have at least done this once. For me, it was about every day of the summer. But this is where I would grab a stick from our backyard and pretend like I was killing bad guys in my imagination, doing all sorts of kung fu moves and spin jutsus. What I'm trying to say is that Yasuo mains are deluded into thinking that they're in an anime. You guys also happen to be the biggest anime fans. Overall, if you main Yasuo in 2xKO, there's a high chance that you've always been drawn to playing him in League of Legends. But because his skill ceiling is so high and so difficult to master, you quickly gave up playing him because you are the sole reason why your team lost every match. You kept on trying, you kept on dying, and you kept on feeding. Like if you're gonna feed someone, at least feed the kids in Africa, not the enemy team. Either way, your love for playing Yasuo has never faded, and now that you have a chance to play him in a different game, you can finally rest knowing you can play your beloved samurai without worrying about going 0 to 10 with him. Unless you just suck at the game. Now I'm gonna start this off by listing your top 3 favorite movies. Starting off with Zootopia, and then The Secret Life of Pets, and Ice Age. And no, I'm not trying to say that you guys are furries. That's more like the Ari mains. I'm just saying that you enjoy furry movies. But it doesn't necessarily make you a furry. Overall, you know, Warwick mains are nice people. They are so nice that they are willing to jump into the water to save a drowning fish. If you main Warwick, this tells me that you are the type of person to wake me up just so you can let me know that you're going to sleep. You guys deserve all the medals. But Warwick mains aren't always that good. They have a dark side. An animalistic side, you could say. They tend to get a little bit quirky at night, and we don't want that. Remember that one book I mentioned that the Jinx mains be reading all the time? The ones about half humans, half animals? Well, that ain't no fictional book. It's real.
What?
Every full moon, all the Warwick mains transform into a hideous and bloodthirsty creature, going out into the night, doing all sorts of diabolical acts. One moment, they be acting all lovey-dovey, and then the next moment, they get all devious. Before the full moon, they are kind-hearted people, the type to hand you a glass of water that's half full. But then, after the full moon, they hand you a glass of water that's half empty. These people are cruel. They switch up on you like how Ariana Grande switches her race. Anyways, that's about it. comment down who you main in 2XKO, why you main them, and let me know if I was accurate in my analysis about your main. Also, I am gonna be making more content on 2XKO, so if you've made it to the end, then be on the lookout for my channel. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you for watching.